women's competition. We now turn our attention to the men's competition.
Men's semifinals, representing Italy, Gabriele Cimini. Representing Venezuela, Ruben Limardo, Gascon. Magyarország képviseletében, representing Hungary, Nagy Dávid. Representing Finland, Niko Gorinen. Kérem, hogy üdvözöljék a zsűri tagjait is, please also meet the referees of the semifinals,
The officials getting announced out here off the athletes.
And
Barbara Leitner there making a return to refereeing after a break. Lovely to see her back in full competition mode. But it's all about the fences, isn't it? Gabriele Cimini, the world number 15, is 27 years old. He will feature in our first semi-final, and he's going to go up against the London 2012 Olympic champion. There he is, Ruben Limardo Gascon, who had a cracker of a fight against another Italian to make it through to this semi-final. A little bit of needle between Limardo Gascon and Santarelli at the end of that fight. Well, a little bit of drama here, the heavy music. We are ready to get underway for this first men's semi-final. Limardo Gascon, the London 2012 Olympic champion, on the left takes on Gabriele Cimini of Italy on the right. And the Siviero gets the match underway. Cimini has medals at senior level. Took the silver medal at the Buenos Aires World Cup in 2019 and got a bronze in Heidenheim World Cup in 2018. Never been on the podium of a Grand Prix event though. Two Grand Prix bronze medals for Ruben Limardo Gascon back in 2007 in Montreal and 2011 in Doha. But he's been 4 times Pan American champion. He's won 4 World Cups. He's got 2 world silver medals, including here in Hungary in 2013. There's that Olympic gold medal that stands out on his record. So we get our P yellows, as has become the tradition here in these semi-finals. Both the women's semi-finals, we saw passivity. A minute without any fencing, both fencers get warned and get P yellow cards. If they're level on score, they both get the same punishment. The yellow card is a bit of a warning rather than a punishment. If it happens again, you'll see P red cards, and if you get a P red card, your opponent gets a point. just joining us. Epee is a point weapon. You've got to hit your opponent with the tip of your sword. First point double. Both fencers can hit at the same time in epee. It's the only one of the fencing weapons that can happen. And epee is the easiest one to understand if you are not an expert in fencing. First one to hit. It's very simple. Get a hit on your opponent and don't get hit yourself. If you hit at the same time, you get a double, which we just saw. Whole body's target, top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. You must strike your opponent with the tip of the sword. You always get some energy from Limardo, Gascon. There are technical fencers, there are tactical fencers, and then there are feeling fencers. They feel the sport, they see the distance, and they play. They like to play the game. And Ruben Limardo, Gascon is one of those fencers. Beautiful to watch, always exciting. At 36 years young, some fencers perhaps would be thinking about retiring, but not Ruben. Ruben said a little earlier on in the competition here, hey, I won the first World Cup of the season in Bern in Switzerland back in November. Made a 32 in the second World Cup in Sochi, and he's here to get his second medal of the season. And he said, well, as we had a break, I had a bit of a rest. I gave my body some time to rest. And Paris is only 2 years away. He's turned what was a difficult time into an advantage for him. Cimini's keeping him very honest here. So go into the minutes break, and it is all square. The London 2012 Olympic champion looking calm, looking measured. It's early days here. Gets a minute with his coach to discuss the options. You might want to press a tiny little bit more than he is. He's kind of allowing Cimini to come onto him at the moment, but Cimini's playing a blinding game himself. We talked a lot about Ruben Limardo, but the Pisa resident is certainly not leaning the wrong way. Promising cadet and junior career behind him now. Got up to number 5 in the world as a junior, number 3 as a cadet, in fact. Making his 3rd podium appearance at a senior international fencing competition. Second period underway in this match. All square between the Venezuelan and the Italian. They've met twice up to the knockout stages score of 15. Last time was in February of 2020 at the World Cup in Vancouver, where Limardo Gascon won 15-13. They fenced about 11 months before that at the Buenos Aires World Cup in March 2019, where it was Cimini who won 15-12. So we can expect this one to rock on a little bit, but you can see now Limardo Gascon just pressing and pushing to close the distance up, forcing Cimini into thinking he can hit with the attack and then hitting with second intention. So playing containment, part of that game is knowing when to go for your opponent, and Limardo Gascon just going back and back and back all the way to his back line, 14-meter piece, used most of it, and then out of nowhere launches a running attack of Fleisch, as it's known. Close for Cimini, but Limardo Gascon was quick to get that foot out of the way. He's in the final 2 meters, steps out that blue square area, steps behind that, and get off the back of the piece, and that's a point to your opponent. But he's happy to sit back there, keeping the blade on the go, Venezuela. Wait for another attack here. He's just trying to lure him into distance. Very close to the back line. That front foot must stay in play. Oh, he had 2 or 3 bites at that one and wasn't able to land it. Cimini staying brave and staying patient. Well, they're going to let this one run down and go into the second break. And Limardo Gascon has eked out a lead here. It looked like Cimini was going to come back into this and press and push his opponent, but Limardo Gascon has managed to push out a 3-point lead, and that is absolutely precious in epee as we go into the third and final period. The coaches have earned their euros. Here in Budapest, I should say they're French, aren't they? Hungary. It's now down to the athletes. 6-3, Limardo Gascon from Venezuela leads Cimini. Third and final 3-minute period for Cimini to get his way back into this match. Well, I mean, he's working for it. He's definitely trying to get himself back into it. But the problem is he's getting one, and then Gascon is able to get the next one. So he needs to string together a series of consecutive hits, looking to flick around the blade, but Gascon's hand is on the move the whole time. Oh, close from the Venezuelan there, flicking over the top of the arm. You watch carefully there. The fencer on the left, he's teasing, luring Cimini inside his distance. He's looking for the moment to launch something. You can really feel it with his weight on the front foot. Picks up the blade that time and lands it beautifully. It's all Ruben Limardo Gascon at the moment. So patient, waiting till the last minute to collect that circular cease parry and then land the riposte.
Monsieur Cimini, vous pouvez prendre la place à ça. Merci. Regardez. Prêt, allez.
Well, just a moment's hesitation, a moment's indecision there. You see that he's not entirely sure what to do. He stays flat-footed, his feet planted into the ground, Cimini. And Limardo Gascon spotted that opportunity. And that's the beauty of this approach. Get the lead, and then you can contain your opponent for sure, and that is what Limardo Gascon is doing. But it's when that fraction of a second opportunity presents itself, he's able to sneak in there and get another hit. 5 up now with a minute to go. Well, he's fallible. He's just opened up his hand there, and you can see that lovely little flick over the top of the hand. Tricked Gascon thinking, oh, I'm safe, I've got this protected, and then the real attack comes from Cimini. Still fighting. Doesn't need to rush too much, but 40-odd seconds fall behind. Does need to think about pressing a little bit more. Double's no good for the Italian. Italian coach looking on. I think from body language there, it would suggest he knows this is done. Gascon's coach, so relaxed, he's not even watching the fight. Wow, Gascon steps over the back line there. Spotted by the referee, Omar Siviero. So luring his opponent in this time and then changing direction and launching an attack. Gascon has 10 seconds to kill this one off. And he does it by luring his opponent in again. The opponent does nothing in terms of an attack, so Gascon plants his back foot and launches an attack of his own. Back to a 3-point lead, make that 4 now. And this one is all but done. Ruben Limardo Gascon is going to go to the final here in Budapest. He's won the first World Cup of the season already, and he is in for a shot at another one, taking the match 13-9 with a few seconds left to spare. Handshakes all round, but the plaudits are with Ruben Limardo Gascon, who's made it to the final here in Budapest. Next we'll find out who he's going to meet as David Nagy takes on Nico Voronin.
Gabriele Cimini of Italy. És akkor pillanatokban belül folytatjuk a második félidővel. Hölgyeim és uraim, tehát akkor következik a második elődöntő a 2022-es Westend Grand Prix férfi versenyében. Now the second semi-final of the 2022 Westend Grand Prix in the men's competition.